Hey guys, this is Anon, and today I have a preview of the newest anime-inspired tank that's coming to Blitz, the Nameless. I have to admit that I don't get into anime much, but I do care about tanks, so I was excited to kind of take a look at this tank and see what we can expect from it in the battlefield and how it's going to impact Tier 7 play. The Nameless is a heavy tank, and at first glance it really lays out like a pretty typical Tier 7 heavy. It's got fairly moderate mobility. The top speed is decent for a heavy tank at 32 kilometers per hour, but it does have fairly slow traverse and turret traverse, so it's just kind of that slow lumbering heavy thing going on. It does have some pretty nice and wide tracks though that take up a large portion of the side of the hull, so I think it's going to eat a fair amount of shells, and that should help it quite a bit because the armor profile is fairly lackluster. It has a pretty solid hull at 150 millimeters and is sloped, so I think at Tier 7 it's going to bounce quite a bit off the hull. The turret's not quite so good though. It's got 120 in the front and 80 in the sides, 80 in the back. That's only slightly better than the Panther 1 turret, so although you're going to get some bounces, it's still not going to be a super heavy turret, although heavies at Tier 7, besides the T-29, seem to be pretty similar, so I think it should compete fairly well at 7. I think the armor profile is going to struggle a little bit at Tier 8 though, so that's kind of something to keep in mind. The gun kind of follows the theme of solid but unspectacular. It's got pretty good rate of fire at 5.45 base and a really nice alpha for Tier 7 at 310, but it feels almost kind of derpy where it's got some adequate pen at 180 and 220 with the APCR, but nothing necessarily fantastic. I think it, again, is going to be really solid at Tier 7 and handle things very well, but at Tier 8 I think it will struggle to penetrate some of the other heavy tanks. So it's just kind of an interesting setup in that regards. In all, I think this is a really cool looking and very unique tank for Blitz. If the anime tanks are your thing or you're a collector, I think this is going to be something you'll really enjoy. It should be really fairly competitive, but isn't necessarily going to be a must-have versus some of the other tanks. Just kind of cool overall and kind of fun to have. So hopefully this short preview helps you a little bit. Keep an eye out for this coming fairly soon to Blitz, along with the other new anime tank coming out, the Edelweiss, which is going to be its medium counterpart, and also has some really interesting profiles. So I think that should be here something between the two for everybody. As always, if you like this preview, be sure to like on YouTube and follow me there. Also on Twitch, got lots of new stuff coming up. So enjoy this short look, and we'll see you on the battlefield.